Southern Mallee Giants time in the footy side of it all. Zali was excited in the netty, and Coleman Schache, he can't believe his excitement. He's beaten the Stall side last week, the Southern Mallee Giants, and he joins us now. G'day, Coleman. How are you?
Good afternoon, Wayne. Going well, thanks. Yes, another exciting week at the club.
Oh, very exciting at home at Beulah too. How did the celebrations go after the game?
Not a bad night. Lou White and Linger Stewart are in charge, and it's a bit of an iPod shuffle night, and a few games like cornhole and a couple of other games as well. So yeah, really good night. Everyone got involved in a bit of an op-shop team, and yeah, good fun.
Yeah, good fun. All right. We'll keep you there with your signal, Coleman. 12-9, 81 to Stall, 9-9, 63. Great effort.
It was. Yeah, there was a pretty tight first half. Both teams, there was a bit of a scoring end, even though there wasn't too much wind. But yeah, both teams in it at half time, and yeah, we had a really good third quarter and come on, and we would have piled on 6 or 7 goals maybe, I think. So it was a terrific third quarter, and that really set us up. They come hard in the last quarter and got back within those 3 or 4 goals. But we've done enough in that third quarter to get the damage done and hold on to keep the season alive.
You certainly did. What a performance in the end. Big Nick Denham, 3 from him. The 2 Webster boys, Ben and Josh, kicked 3. Luke Marnie, a couple. You mentioned Lou White and the good efforts from the boys with the iPod shuffle. He was shuffling around the midfield beautifully, dishing out the handballs, and Sam Waddell, good to have him back. Sanford, good off half-back. Young Ben McGee continues to lift his game, as you mentioned last week. What he's done in the 2s, he's bringing to the 1s, and a good effort from Nick Denham up forward. It was 5 goals to Mitch Thorpe from their side. How did you read the kids? You brought back a couple of kids, Deck Brown and Ben McGee. Were you happy with how they performed against the might of the Warriors?
They were terrific, actually, the boys come in. I think those sort of month or 3 or 4 games in the reserves really to get their confidence up, get their hands on the footy and play some full matches, really done them wonders. Benny McGee probably had his best game for us for the year in the seniors. He was pretty lively up forward, he was putting a lot of pressure on, which is what we lacked a little bit over the last few weeks. And Decky Brown, when he come on, took his opportunity and set a goal or 2 up off the half-forward flank, and his speed was a good addition to the team.
I think that's why you picked them, and that's great to see, good to hear. What about in the reserve grade? The Warriors have got some very good players in this grade of football. We know that they've been very good throughout the year, but your lads came out and tried real hard, but 17-13 to 2-2, probably just not quite the depth in your reserves this year.
No, that's right. It was they'd had a couple of good weeks in a row leading into this game, and they thought they were a bit of a chance with a couple of handy ins with Riley Lehman and Matty Ballinger, but Stall were just too strong from start to finish, and had some big bodies all around the ground with a bit more experience, which ended up getting the job done for them. So a bit of a tough day for the reserves fellas.
It was. Matty Ballinger and Tim Inks to kick the goals, and Isaac McPherson, Brady Cole, but Damo O'Carra, Matt Ballinger, Riley Lehman and Justin Williams were in the better players. Down to the kids in the morning and in the 14-year-old age group, they came out and have tried real hard. Kicked 2 goals, 5. The problem was Stall kicked 3 goals, 4. It was 22-17 at Beulah, and disappointment for the lads as they came off the oval because they gave it a real big shot in the last quarter.
They did. They had a fair decent crack in the last quarter. Stall probably had the ascendancy for most of the day and were fairly on top in general play, but the boys just toughed it out and stayed within striking distance and defended really well. The boys up the back line stood strong like they have been all year, and come down to the wire, an absolute nail-biter. Kyvie Ballinger had a shot with about, it could have been a minute or 2 to go. Could have put the boys in front, but unfortunately missed. And then, the Stall boys were smart enough to just hold on to the footy and full back, knowing there's no time on in the 14s, and they just held on. But they were coming in hot another couple of minutes, and the boys might have had enough time to get the job done.
Would have been great, but Kyvie Ballinger and Jackson Moore both scored. Katie Frankel, Kobe Hallam, Kryzen Burdett, Leith Horman, Finn Shannon and Axel Decker. Love that name. He was a good player too. All right, having a look at the finals and ahead of us in senior football and what it meant, that win. It was a massive win, Coleman, in the context of your season. It puts you now within striking range of the Horsham D's. You're on equal premiership points. Percentage, you will never catch them on that. So you've got to rely on results going your way. But you're in with a chance now, Coleman.
We are. We've just done enough again to keep the season alive. And, Saints, we've just got to take control of what we can, and that's win the last two games and hope that Demons drop one. And if that's the case, then we'll find ourselves in the finals. So we go take ourselves to the crunch again this week and, keep doing what we've been doing. And we know Neil, they knocked us off last time, although they're pretty low on the ladder there. They can get up and about for certain games, so we know they'll come firing, and we've just got to stay focused and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, it's a good point you made. Horsham D's get Ararat if they were to get nailed by the top side. And this is the danger game because Ararat are well in front and not as much to play for Ararat. I mean, they're now 2 games clear at the top. They probably may look at this and go, well, it's a top 5. We want top spot. How hard do Ararat go against Horsham? That's the danger for you blokes.
Yeah, it is. I suppose you're right. You only need to get, they've guaranteed the top spot, so they could potentially start resting a few of their better players that may be a bit sore and whatnot. And with Demons got the finals spot on the line, they'll be fighting tooth and nail to hold on to top 5. So it is interesting, but at the end of the day, Ararat are a good side. They'll want momentum going into the finals, and they won't want to drop any games if they don't have to. So, it'll be good games all around the league.
It will be. And then round 18, Horsham D's get Stawell. So they've got the 2 sides that are above them on the ladder and 2 very good sides. And you get Horsham Saints in the last match. So you've got 2 games where the sides below you on the ladder. Not that that necessarily means anything, because you've got to go out on the footy field and actually do it. But it is a good sign that the Southern Mallee Giants could displace the Horsham D's in 5th place in the Wimmera football senior competition. Great season it's been. Right, let's have a look at this weekend and how important your match is. You take on Neil at Hopeton. Back on your own home deck, then there'll be a good crowd for this game.
That's for sure. It should be good weather. I think no wind and not a bad temperature. But I'm against Neil, who are a good country team as well. They normally have a good travelling crowd as well. So it should be a good day. Great
day. Now, looking at the senior side, ins and outs, how are they shaping up, Coleman?
Yeah, we've had a few changes this week, which isn't ideal. You've got continuity going towards the back end of the year. Couple of boys with COVID, unfortunately, Tinny and Jonty. We lose a bit of drive there with the back line, and just been doing well in the recent weeks. Also, Nick Dinham's out as well, so he'll be a big loss up forward, kicking 3 last week, and also Sam Waddell off the half back line. So definitely some big outs, but we get some good experience back in with Sammy Bromley Lynch back to the forward pocket, Liam Price, we know his experience in the club. And also Isaac McPherson comes in through his first game, so we congratulate him. He's been playing some really good reserves footy. And Bubba Lehman comes back into full forward as well. So the big giant will park himself up there and hopefully snag a few for us.
Oh, big Riley Lehman is back. Yeah, we're loving that. Tyler, of course, in the middle too. So great to see the Lehman boys there too. So good stuff. Reserve grade to get nil, and here's a real chance for a win. How do you reckon the fellas can go? Obviously losing some lads going up to senior footy, but Matty Bellinger would be good for the run now, and Damo Carr in the middle, big Jaden Cook. They're a good chance here.
They are. They are a good chance. So I think it's just 16 aside, I think. So I think they'll cut back. So, that'll open it up. And we've got a good core there with Matty Ballinger, Damo and Jado in the gut. So hopefully they can get on top of the clearances and get it forward to our young forward brigade up there. And if we can, just put enough pressure on them in the clearance, in the centre of the ground and get enough ball up there, well, who knows what can happen. But, they'll be charged, ready to go.
It certainly will be. They got real close to Stawell last week, the 14-year-olds. Stawell are in 6th and they're 7th. They take on Neil, who are in 4th, but Neil's premiership points and percentage not that much different than the Warwick Eagles in 5th place. So I reckon your fellas could put up a real good showing here against Neil.
No, I'm definitely back in the good contest of the young fellas. They've been in terrific form really throughout the whole year. They've had a couple of tough games against those good Horsham and Ararat sides. But other than that, when they've sort of played the other teams that are sort of around their position on the ladder, with similar sort of experience in the team, they've really showed up to play, and it's been terrific to watch this year. They've just come along in leaps and bounds compared to last year. So, yeah, it's credit to Lou and what he's doing at training, 2 nights a week with the boys, and they're just loving it. So that's showing through on game day, and hopefully they can get the job done. They've got a good core as well, a good midfield with Cody Frankel, Oliver Credlin, and Jacko. He's improved in the last few weeks. So, yeah, backing the boys in I am this week.
Good stuff, because last time they played over Davis Park, Neil took them apart in that match. But we might remember that they were in good form leading up to that. And Neil's first quarter on that occasion was an absolute blinder. They kicked 5-5 and went to 8-10 at half time. So maybe the Southern Mallee Giants have learnt something from that game. But we're going to wait and hope and watch and see whether the improvement is there. Can they get a win, the 14s? Well, Coleman, it's a massive game. Nil is the chance for you to really put your authority in the last few weeks where you've just played some absolutely magnificent football at the senior level. And let's wait and hope and watch as the Hopetoun boys, or the game at Hopetoun, as the Southern Mallee Giant boys take on Nil. You have a great weekend, and I'll look forward to your comments next week.
Love your work. Hey, man. Talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks, Coleman. Tough to keep the reception there where Coleman is out and about on the farm. And that, of course, is one of the issues with living in the country, isn't it? Mobile phone reception and picking up the radio too. We're doing our very best here, though, to give you some FM reception across Flow FM on 95.3. Thanks, Coleman, for your report today.